Did I press the wrong button? Come on. There we go. There we go. Are we going? Wait. Okay, I think we're going. Good. So, yet again, we're doing, well, mainly reading these past few chapters because, like, for the most part, they are complete. But, so this chapter is, so the chapter that comes before it was when Charlotte enters Mai's body. And this chapter is from Mai's perspective. So we can at least add that. Oh, this is Greg's mind. Perspective. So, perspective. There we go. Nice. And, like, I don't know why I call her Mai, but I like the name, so I guess that's why I call her Mai. So, anyway, so, I guess a quick recap, in the previous chapter before this, because there's a few chapters before we even get to this one, she's going to Priestess Kayla for a lesson with a bunch of the other girls and boys in the tribe. I forget if I have boys in it. Well, no, there are boys in the tribe. I just forget if I had them join them. It's been a while since I've reread my previous chapters. So we'll be beginning with this. This is a bit before Charlotte enters Mai's body. So, and she is entering a maze right now. So, like, like, reading the chapter before this, you understand that, but it just picks up where it left off in the previous chapter. So, my form whisked away from me in a near instant as I entered the technicolor of fractaling lights that are flashing, that are flashes of things that appear before me in quick succession. So she is. So how I have it set up is the, like, entrance to the maze, and she is entering it, and she is gonna see basically, like, different versions of herself, or past versions of herself, more or less. Or think, let's see, what did I actually? Again, it's been a while since I've actually edited or reread this stuff, so I need to remember what I was speaking about. Let's see. A girl with black hair and green eyes, a large bird flying, then a man with piercing yellow golden eyes. Okay, so she is seeing different events that are gonna be happening to her. And flowing cornflower hair like a mane. So that's Lewis. Then a white owl, much like the one I saw just outside, but with a very feminine figure, human face. A city, then green fires, and a tall skeleton that looms over my intransigent form. What? As another girl, but with blue eyes, younger than myself, who looks sad. All of it ending with an old woman in a bed, surrounded by chains and creepy smiles. So, as I appear on the other side of the arch, I stare back, but I see only my friends and Kayla looking back, as if that Technicolor factor wasn't even there. I wave at them, but there are no movements. It's like they are frozen. Okay. Priestess Kayla. Another girl enters, appearing from the arch. A black long-haired girl with many braids, beautiful scarlet eyes with slits for pupils, and near scaly skin. Standing just a bit taller than me and looks around, gasping as she notices me. Then another, a pink-haired girl, similar to myself, but with rich blue eyes, her hair tied up in a ponytail. Another gasp as another girl comes through. A giant, much like the Borden. So they're referring to Garp, the Borden of Pride. Yeah, Garp, the Borden of Pride. He is a giant. He's like 40 foot tall. I was thinking about doing that chapter next, but well, I mean that chapter now, but I'll probably say that for next time. Let's see. Red fiery hair and blue skin, 6 fingers, and stands taller than any of us. She tumbles through and looks at the 3 of us, while others enter, all different, all varying in size and extremities. A spider-looking one, short and fuzzy, of 8 legs, very skittish looking as she turns incredibly fast and has multiple eyes on her head. A half-horse, half-human one with brown soft fur, staring in shock as many others are. Even one with a centipede-like body which extends far behind her, rising almost as tall as the giant, looking over everyone. We're all so strange. So I have reason for including all these different variants of people. 26 in total. I don't think I need to add a number when I go through it again, but whatever. We're all in awe at one another as some of them go to others. They start chatting while I am hesitant to talk with any of them. It feels wrong. It doesn't feel like my place to do so. The pink-haired version of myself comes over to me. So I need to somehow make sure like it's understood that all these different people are different versions of her. So I need to edit that later on. Staring me up and down as she opens her mouth. You're familiar. We're all the same person. You are all familiar to me. She smiles. No, you are a different kind of familiar. Like we're supposed to help one another out. The versions of myself with soot-colored skin approaches the 2 of us. I'm scared. What is all this? Aren't we all here to learn from one another? The giant squats down, staring at us 3. I see that the others have formed small groups of 2 or 3 and are all talking. I can understand them all, but some versions of myself are so otherworldly it scares me. This small group I can understand. I know them in a way. Answering the giant's question, I say yes. A new one flows close by, a trail of suds encasing her lower half as she's part fish. Her lower half. She stares with curiosity at our group. Unlike the giant's orangish hair, hers is a maroon, a pure, deep, and rich color. Her mouth opens, yet nothing leaves it as she drifts around us. An idea appears on her expressive face as she closes her mouth, and then I hear her in the base of my brain as the 3 of us all place our hands to the nape of our necks. You're all so fascinating. I never knew I had this many versions of myself. Like a child, she soars over the others around us, her suds dissipating into bubbles that float off around her, and we all hear her laughter. Some of the others, not within my small group, frown up at her, while others smile, all of us having different personalities. We're not the same, but we are. So Maya is questioning that. She comes back down to us, still flowing on the suds that trail around her lower half as if it's a part of her. You all want to know how I find my center? I rise about, curious as she wraps around me now, touching my skin, pulling my hair a bit, curious before she swims to the others doing the same, speaking without us ever getting a word in edgewise. I pretend to rest in the depths of the ocean, far down in absolute darkness, with no one around but the ambient noises of the darkness and the flowing water. It's such a calming effect that when I'm done, I feel rejuvenated. So I'll probably include something to like bring that into the conversation rather than just like, this is what we're doing. So I don't think that's why we're here. We're here to converse with our other selves, share ideas. I tell the pink-haired one as I notice strange tics in her speaking. She doesn't speak the same as I do. None of them do. All different languages, or even how such as the mermaid version of myself, who comes to rest on the suds as they form a chair for her to sit upon, or scales such pretty rainbow colors. She stares at us as if we're all supposed to follow her lead, and the giant shrugs as we all silently agree and follow her. She laughs and then brings her legs up close to her chest, speaking to us. Use the description I spoke of and try to imagine it around you, like a bubble. Keeping an eye open as I sit on the ground, doing as she does, the version of myself with soot skin rises into the air as red fires start to surround her, like lava as they slowly encase her in a round sphere. The giant does likewise, slowly after as I look around and everyone is doing so. But their water, or what they perceive as water, from where they are from, looking quite different than my own. The giant is encased in an aquamarine color sphere, and then the pink-haired girl does hers, and it's clear. I concentrate and find myself forming a blue ball of water around me. The currents within my own fast as I close my eyes and start practicing my breathing as I meditate. A final thought enters my mind as I think about the maze. Aren't we supposed to be doing that? So they think they're in a maze and they think they're supposed to be doing like going through the maze, but instead they're doing this. And I think I had a reason for it when I wrote it, but again, it's been a while. I haven't done much rereading of my old stuff. Breathing in, then out. Soon all I see is blackness. All I feel is the void around me as I see stars, as I see the whole of my universe breathing in and out with me. I drift, or at least I think I do, as the other bars from the other versions around me appear as they begin to move. Long trails start to extend from them as if they were comets, though others have multiple tails, each of us a different color, a different feeling vibrating off of one another. A muffled voice soon enters the raging torrents of waters that encase me, and I ask myself to leave the sphere, to hear that voice. It's soothing. Don't, not yet, the mermaid version of myself echoes as I open my mind's eye to gain an omnipresent view of what is occurring around me, as I hear bangs and hissing, laughter, and even screams that curl the soothing voice I thought I heard. Around me are distorted forms of static, reaching their hands out opening their mouths and trying to eat me, yet passing through my bubble. It's protection. Wait until you reach your spark, the star that appeals to you when breathing. This version continues to instruct me as, with my eyes closed, it's overlapping the white static of these huge forms all around me with no discernible shape. What are they? I question, only for her voice to be fading, but she does get one last word through. Demons. So they are basically, um, as I see it, diving into their own soul, their own collective soul, because all these different versions of my are all a part of my, so they are all going into one soul. They're like exploring their own soul. And unfortunately, in my soul, she has a lot of demons. So, and by the end of the story, like we figured that out. We um, purged them basically. But this is like early on. This is, I have it at chapter 10. It's probably going to be more like 14, 15 after I do all the edits to the first few chapters and we transition to the second act, which this is in the second act. I shudder as my mind's eye continues to show me these forms, clawing at my bubble, even trying to eat me, but I just pass right on through. My water ball easily able to prevent them from harming me. But I am curious as to why, and will ask Priestess Kayla once I leave the maze. And I reach the spark that keeps beating, brightening as I draw closer, as I witness the other bars all doing likewise around me to other stars within myself. Okay, so once I leave the maze, period, I go towards the smoke. Okay. So I go towards though I do notice one, the fire like lava ball from the girl with soot skin, as the ball pops and I hear her scream, fading into the chorus of other noises from those demons that appear to be within my own soul. Let's see. So they're going towards, like, everything is static, yet there are these tiny dots of like really bright lights that they are going towards. So, and she's going towards her own. So the star before me shines brightly as I breathe in once more and I enter it. So she's like entering a star. A small hand descends from the clouds above, drawing many clouds that circle around myself. A sharp line here, a wave, one there, as it continues to draw with colored sticks that change as per the reader's imagination. Two fish shapes form, and atop each one a rectangle is used to represent a body, one blue and the other orange atop the two fish. A circle above the rectangle as the fish begins to dive, and the drawing follows. As both circles gain long hair, one hair is black, while the other of brown. The fish dives deeper and deeper with the smiling girls represented by these crude drawings into the spiraling clouds before arising from the depths of the sea. So I'm sure you can figure out what I'm doing, so I'm not going to even explain it because it's obvious. A large fish with the lovely ribbon-like fins finding their way to the surface as a splash occurs and my eyes blink as I stare at the water that I'm treading. My clothing weighing me down as Igor walks over from the shoreline, cowering and staring at me. Mama and Papa will be mad, Lottie. I scoff at her as I see two people coming from the shoreline, a man and a woman. The man is frowning when I'm startled and open my eyes, realizing I'm now within the star I had entered. So she basically relived the event that killed Charlotte. The world rapidly switches scenes before my very eyes, like when I had my fall, but this feels more realistic, more personal. I dove into my own soul to experience this, having no idea that it was what I was teaching myself to do. I watched wolves climbing a mountain, a large structure atop it. The lead wolf is being being the lead wolf is being someone that I love. Okay, so now we're going back. Like we're going this the particular event she has experienced is all the way in the fourth act, which a lot is going to change. I don't know if I'm going to use wolves, but something like that. Um, where was I? Okay, teaching myself to do. That doesn't make sense as I stare from afar at a distance as the scene changes again. A white tiger running away, a patch of blood dripping from the side of his face, the thing, a shapeshifter. I know who that person is. Let's see. Then I'm inside a loud room, many animals performing and people in different colored costumes and leotards. Green fires shoot up from around the room, and a tall, menacing skeleton overlooks a lone woman who wields the same tool that the skeleton wields. Black skeletons start marching past me, and the scene reverts to myself back in that room, old and tired, chained to a bed before the room's floors. So she's describing the circus that will come into play later on, or already has happened in Act 1 and then will come in later on. Let's see, I am back to the one I was staring at before, but I am the girl, treading waters in my heavy clothing, staring at a brown-haired girl I know to be my sister. The two that stand next to her, my parents. I feel a jolt run through me as my eyes widen and I watch the man rush into the waters. My sight remains on the scene as I am taken from the body and watch from above as she's dragged out of the water by her father and brought into the gazebo as he takes off the layers and start doing chest compressions on the body that lies before him, pleading for her to wake up. I am taken away from the scene as a static form arises of a humanoid shape, and I am spun around and taken toward the dawn clouds of the skies and the hand that lifts up her pencil as I am taken through its tip and back through at blinding speeds the cacophony of my own soul. I don't use that word much, so took me a moment. Let's see. I can feel my physical body within the bubble once more, but different, as if I'm not myself, as if I took something besides knowledge from what I experienced back with me. Just like in the fall, I breathe in the water that is around me as I begin coughing as the ball explodes and I drop to the ground, trying to catch my breath. I feel odd. As I get my bearings back, I stare skyward. A large landmass drifting slowly by in the torrents of water high above. As I marvel at the sight, while a flock of large parrots fly by, their feathers reflecting the blue rays coming from our sun as they squawk and I rise, laughing at the sight, excited that I got to see them soaring freely in the skies above our home. But something feels different. I feel different as a voice briefly enters my mind. That wasn't my own. That sounded like the Lottie girl. I thought I was. I thought I saw us swimming before I woke. I gotta speak with Priestess Kayla about this. So, tying it back to the previous, the chapter where Charlotte dies. But something feels different. I feel different as the. Okay, I already read that. No one else is within my maze, within me, and I've drifted beyond the entrance where I started. Subconsciously, I have already been doing the maze. I look around, but I hear no others. I think I go backwards, but it's forward as I find my way through the maze until I see what I thought was the entrance and I found. Looking behind me, thinking I should retry the maze, but my gut tells me that this is the exit, that I should leave now. I sigh and follow it. I follow my intuition and exit the maze through what I thought was the entrance, and I am greeted by Priestess Kayla, and everyone is there, and everyone there, and everyone as there is, and greeted by Priestess Kayla and everyone, period. There is a collective gasp as the giant leans forward. That's not natural, he answers as I stare up at him before Priestess Kayla approaches me. Okay, so that's Garp. Garp is there. So, Garp is, talking to her. So, that's what I meant by the giant. And again, we already know he's there because of the previous chapter. Were you diving into your own soul? Is that what I was doing? I questioned myself, raising a hand and only now noticing my skin color has changed. It's pale, much like Kayla's. What happened to me? The other girls are all gathering around me as they pull at my long blonde hair, gently and giggling at it. This is lovely, one says. Kayla, I start to panic, tears are rising. What happened to me? I ask again, and she takes my face in her hands as she makes me stare up at her. It seems you've taken on your past lives to heal them. Not just one, but two of them, as they are represented by yourself. Her face changes as she takes in a deep breath and stares back at me with my own reflection, not face. Reflection. Speaking once more. This is how you appear to us now. I stare at my own face, on her, the left eye blue, the right eye green, and my hair full of blonde locks with a black streak hanging off to one side of my face. I don't know. Like, the whole body, like, the whole, I'm not sure, like, if I'm gonna keep that in, but for the story, it does work, but I don't like it much. Like, I feel I can do something different, but I don't know what that is. So for now, this is what it's gonna be. Let's see. It seems Okay. She takes me in her arms as Lou and Don Shoo the other goes away, but the boys don't much seem to care, but Seth looks on with excitement. "You look so cool," he exclaims when Don puts his hand over his mouth. "Give them a moment," he tells Seth. "Your soul is split between two lives, one who is angry and the other who is trying to prove something. Yet you remain whole, neither one nor the other. Who are they? Who am I? You are still Mai, just different. Two aspects of your soul have united in you to come to an understanding and to learn about themselves through you, Mai. It's a great honor, and I never thought would happen to someone I taught. But it seems both past lives have something to gain by learning of our world now." That's not quite right. She's puzzled as she tilts her head, staring into the green eye and then back at the blue, when originally both were amber color. One is looking to be healed, but isn't dominant. She can't leave until the other dominant aspect within you learns what she must from living here and experiencing our plane. So again, we're talking about plane of existence, not a sphere. She stares at my worried expression as she laughs. Both will leave once they have gained what they needed here. For now, learn from them, ask them who they are. "Charlotte, the other is Rachel," I answer on cue as she looks at me with a smile, dropping her hands from my face and raising her arms as she displays the land around us. "Welcome to Mother Terra, you two," Priestess Kayla answers. And that is the chapter. I mean, I went over what I wanted to, and I kind of just wanted to read it off, share it with all you. Yeah. But that is about it. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Do what you do, and I'll talk to you later. Talk to you next week or something. Bye.